What is up, everybody? It's Rusty. Rusty Speaking Custom. Anyway, it is. It's motor day. It's one of those days where it feels like you're making big progress, but you're really just doing the easy part. Hopefully, the easy part. It is time to stuff the motor in the truck. So I can actually start working on all the work that's going to have to be done. I've pretty much got everything ready, I think. Motor mounts are on. I think I've got everything I can do outside the truck done for now. The last thing I got to do is put our flex plate on. I thought I would show this because this is actually a leftover one. If you've been watching the channel for a long time now, I built an LS powered S10, and this actually came off the motor that I put in the truck because I had an adapter one to go to an early transmission like I've got now, but I actually did not need it. So if you find a factory one, I don't know the specs on what vehicles come with them and which ones don't. I know that the motor I had was out of a 2003 Chevy van. If you get one that has this spacer on it, you can actually use it to adapt to the early transmissions. And basically what it does is it spaces out where the converter snout indexes, I guess you would say. On a regular, I took the flex plate off, and I think I've stuffed it away in one of these totes over here, or I would show it. I guess a standard LS flex plate, it's actually, instead of having a spacer, the whole thing dishes in to this height. And what that does is if you go to bolt it to an early transmission, your torque converter will not index in here. Now, here's the caveat to that. I've never actually done this. I don't know for 100% that it's going to work. So, if we get the motor in and I go to bolt the converter up and it doesn't work and I have to take the motor back out, well, then you know not to be like me. But that's my understanding of how it works. The adapter one actually it looks very similar to that. So we're gonna send it and see what happens, because I didn't have to spend any more money to get this. But I'll get you guys set up. We'll get that thrown on, and then we'll start swinging the motor in this thing. I did earlier today, I re-pressure washed all this, and I cleaned up some spots on the frame rail that I didn't really like because it had been cut. There's a whole thing I could go into on the motor mounts on these trucks. There's like a forward and a rearward location that they can go in. Also, if you have a 67 with the wide frame, somebody's already cut this for aftermarket mounts. I did not put this in. They actually make specific 67 ones that fit the wide frame rails. The other individual decided to just cut it and make these work. It's fine structurally, it just doesn't look that good. So I cleaned up all their cuts. I did the same thing over there. I cleaned everything all up, and I just touched up the black paint. This is not a show rig. We're gonna put some miles on this thing. So I didn't get super crazy, but yeah. And saying all that, let's get this flex plate put on and get to swinging this thing, because we're burning daylight. Okay, sitting on the ground. I don't think the bolt pattern is, I think the bolt pattern's the same because this is not an externally balanced motor. So this does not have a dowel pin. I don't know if it's supposed to or not. I would say it's probably fine. Snug fit, just the way you like it. Camo. I've already put a little bit of blue Loctite on these. Generally speaking, I'd rather it be red Loctite, but it's fine. Why don't you want to go in there? I'm glad I hung on to this thing because it did. The adapter ones are not that expensive, so it's not worth putting a ton of effort into trying to find one of these, but if you happen to run across one, it doesn't hurt. I can't see what I'm doing. Oh, we're way off on. Okay. Come on. Don't embarrass me. Please. Okay. Get a couple of these started, maybe. And then we'll do the right thing and just drive them in with an impact. There's like these little insert things here that fit very tightly to the threads. So I don't know what the purpose is, but I'm not going to take them out. So, oh yeah. Easy peasy. Smooth as butter, boy. I didn't really mean to do that, but here we are. Let me check my torque setting. Yep, that's whatever the right amount is. Yep, she's good. Well, here goes nothing. Enjoy the ride up there. Easy. Oh, I twisted my knob off. I hate it when that happens. Get on there, little knob. These little engine leveler things, pretty great. Go this way. Please don't fall. That's all I ask. Just keep jacking. Just keep jacking. Okay. Starting to get sketchy. Gentle. First contact. We are made it to our transmission. Okay, we're just gonna need to try and get a bolt in here. Okay, I got one started there. I wasn't ready with all the tools I should have. That battery's about to die. That battery's also about to die. Where are all my batteries? I don't think they're all the way tight, but we got bell housing bolts in. Let's freaking go. Now we just gotta get the motor mounts to line up. Hopefully this cheap Amazon specials won't bite me in the hiney. That's actually pretty close. Oh, okay. All right. Calm down. Everyone be calm. Who hit my pry bar? I'm gonna guess it was me. What are you supposed to pry on a aluminum motor? Nothing, I guess? We are very close. Oh, yeah. Let's go. Guys, I'm so excited you can't tell because I'm laying down under a truck covered in spider webs. Anyway, that's how you tell I'm excited, because I don't care that much about the spider webs. I wanted to show this because we talked about that flex plate and if it was going to work or not. So, here's how you know. If you know, you know. But if you don't know, you're about to know. Come on. Okay. For one, right there it's touching the flex plate, right? It slides in and out, which means that we don't have interference on the center support of the torque converter. Good news. Great news, actually, because I've had issues with that before. Where did I had the thing, and now I've lost the thing. Found the thing. Hang on to your thing. Never lose your thing. So this pad right here is where the torque converter is going to bolt. This particular converter is a 3-volt. I did check before I put this on the motor that the bolt pattern on this would line up with my converter, because I have also had that problem before. That is not fun. So what you're looking for here is you want this gap, and you want between an 1/8 and 3/16 of an inch. This is an 1/8 inch drill bit. You can see it fits. It's got a little bit of space. This is a 3/16 drill bit. As you can see, does not fit unless I miss the hole. And I don't like missing the hole, especially on camera. It's embarrassing. Anyway, hang on. So, that is great news, because that means we are exactly where we need to be and the motor can stay in. I did go ahead, I got the bell housing bolted up. We've got the motor mounts tightened up. Everything seems happy. This intake is a lot taller than I anticipated, which is perfectly fine. We have plenty of room. And I was talking about earlier about the motor mount locations, how these can be shifted back. You can see here, there's a lot of room. There is, that opening looks a lot more filled up now, and we're not even close to done. We got a lot more stuff put on this thing. We got wiring and fuel lines and all that stuff. So I'm happy that that intake is the way it is, because it fills the hole, if you will. So I am pretty stinking excited. We like I said earlier, this is kind of like that stage where it feels like you're almost done, but really you're just getting started. So the good thing is most of our fuel system is pretty much done already. We got to finish up the engine bay portion of that. We have all the wiring to do and plumbing, and we got a lot. There's a lot to go still, but you can't start any of that stuff so the motor's in. So I am pumped up. My cheap Amazon motor mounts, for those I measured off the bell housing of the small block, and I used the exact same actual 3-bolt small block Chevy motor mount. I just measured off the bell housings and I made them match, and it sat right in there. So all of that worked out awesome. I am pumped up. But I think that's gonna do it for today's video. It should be short and sweet. I got a bunch of little stuff I'm gonna screw with. I'm gonna get the torque converter bolted up. I wanna see if the headers and stuff I have are gonna work. Bunch of stuff like that. So I'm gonna see what all that I can get done. But in the meantime, I'm not gonna make you watch it. So thank you if you stopped in. At the time of filming this video, I have not posted the previous 2 videos, but I've already filmed them. So I'm very behind on editing and posting and all that stuff, but I'll get caught up. But I'm mainly concerned with getting my hot rod done. So thank you if you've been following along. I'm gonna keep chugging away at this thing. My beautiful wife has decided she wants a race car, and she's already shopping for one. So I gotta figure out what that means for me, besides the fact that it'll empty my wallets even faster. So thanks for stopping by. Actually about 5,000% of what I make on YouTube goes into these hot rods. And if you're not good at math like me, that means I put way more money in my hot rods than I make on YouTube. So what in the black cat's going on around here? I don't own a cat, so that's fun. See ya.